So I want to welcome everyone. If you've got questions today, be sure and put those in the chat. I'll try and address those for you because we want to make this really as custom tailored to you as we can. And so if you're thinking through your business, some of the things that you're doing in your marketing and would like to discuss more about how this would work in your particular situation, by all means, feel free to jump in and we'll get into that. Real quick, a little bit about me. I am the CEO and lead strategist for Simplicity Marketing and all of our verticals. I've been a serial entrepreneur most of my life, online marketer since 1997. Started selling vases on eBay during the dial-up days. The author of Internet Marketing for Small Business, creator of the Marketing Classroom, international keynote speaker, and then recognized digital marketing expert. You can learn more about the parent company, Simplicity Marketing. They're at the website. And then, of course, our remodeling agency is remodelingmarketingteam.com. I've written the book, Internet Marketing for Small Business. There's also a companion book called Internet Marketing for Home Remodeling Contractors. And so that's available for download as well. So let's get talking about the importance of digital marketing in today's age. We're in a time and a season where everyone uses multiple modalities to connect with us. So they may start that interaction on their smartphone. They may continue that interaction on their laptop, their desktop, their tablet, and they're going to engage with us from multiple directions. They may be searching on Google for the particular service that we offer. They may come across our social media on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. They may watch a video that we put out on YouTube. They may be at our Google business profile. They might be looking at a Yelp listing. There are so many modalities that individual can connect with us at. So it's very important that we create a very robust marketing ecosystem for our products and our services. And so when we talk about digital marketing, we can't help but talk about AI. And what's so fascinating is this was not a part of the conversation a year ago. So had I done this webinar a year ago, we would not be talking about ChatGPT and Bard and some of these things. This really has come on strong. It's growing. Its impact is being felt very quickly. And so we just need to become very familiar about how to utilize this, how to make this technology work in our favor so that we are able to work more efficiently and more strategically. And so when we talk about AI, we need to understand really the basic concept. And the basic concept is this: it is the simulation of human intelligence in machines. And so what we're trying to do in the AI world is AI is trying to think the same way that a human would think. How would a human respond to a certain set of inputs or a certain scenario? There's a 60 Minutes episode that if you go back and look, it's about 4 or 5 months old. They interviewed the CEO of Google, and they were talking about AI. And one of the segments in that was a group of AI-driven robots that were learning to play soccer against each other. And they were beginning to learn strategies and moves and teamwork, all through this simulation of human intelligence through the machine learning process. And so here's the key concepts when we're talking about AI. First one is machine learning. The machine is continuing to learn. It's learning with new inputs. The second piece is natural language. So we want that AI to communicate with us just like we would communicate back and forth with each other. We have this language processing. So if I give the AI a set of inputs using my own language patterns, the things that I would normally say, we want the AI to understand those inputs and then be able to respond accordingly. And then deep learning means that the AI is going to work in a circular pattern. So with each interaction that it has, the AI is going to learn from that interaction. It's going to learn from the follow-ups. It's going to learn from the output. And so it is continually getting better as it continues its learning process. And so here's a couple of examples of AI usage that are becoming very common things that you've seen. So for example, a recommendation system in e-commerce. So you go on somebody's store website and all of a sudden it starts to make suggestions to you as you go through the store. That's because the machine is learning your patterns of behavior as you shop. You have the chat bots in customer service. So here a while back, this is my story of where this has gone a little too far at times, I think. I got stranded on a flight with American Airlines a month ago or 2 months ago, and I got stuck in what seemed like a never-ending chatbot cycle. But what the chatbot was taught to do was respond to my inputs, my answers, and then move to the next possible step based on that. And then you have predictive analytics in financial services. If this has been the pattern to this point, what is the most likely outcome in the next process? And so those are some examples that you see in the overall usage of AI, the day-to-day usage of AI that we're seeing very commonly. And so let's talk a little bit on a technical level. So we'll get just a little technical here for a minute. How does AI actually work? Well, the way it works is machines learn from data, and then they make intelligent decisions based on patterns and insights. And so one of the things we understand just in human nature is so much of what we do is based on habit and pattern. And so as a marketer, this is really important because we're studying patterns of behavior in the buying public, in our end consumer. What is their motivation? Why would they be contacting you to do business with you? What is the end result they're looking for? How are they going to arrive at that decision? These are the types of things that the AI is going to analyze and then give us feedback for. So here's how AI works a little further. High quality data, and this is critical, high quality data is required to train AI models effectively. So if the data is no good, the result of the AI is no good. And so if you're going to be using your own data to train, let's say, ChatGPT, you want to make sure that that data is of the highest quality. Otherwise, you're going to get difficult responses from the AI. And so this means gathering both relevant and diverse data from various sources. Now, this is one of the things we'll get into when we talk a little bit about what's the weakness of AI. The AI weakness, for example, is we don't always know where the data came from. Where is AI pulling that information from? Some of the other things that we are finding with AI is if AI doesn't have a piece of information to fill the gap, AI will sometimes create information to fill the gap. So you always have to be looking at what's the quality of the data input so that you know the quality of the data output is good. And I'm going to give you some live examples here in a few minutes. And then training AI models involves exposing the AI model to labeled data, meaning data that's been defined and categorized, and then allowing the AI model to learn the patterns and the relationships within that data. Once trained, the AI models can then make real-time decisions based on the inputs and the feedback. So it's going to create a circular learning pattern. It's going to learn from the inputs that are being given, and it's going to learn from the feedback based on the output that's been given as well. So that's kind of this model that's diagrammed for you here. So now let's talk about using AI in marketing. And this is really what you're here for. How do I accelerate my marketing? How do I leverage this AI technology to drive my business further faster, to acquire more projects, more customers? How do we do that? So when we talk about using AI in marketing, one of the things that we can start with is customer segmentation and marketing. So what we can do is we can ask the AI to give us a segmented target list based on certain behaviors, certain types of individuals that we would want to be targeting. So let's take in home remodeling. We may want to segment for those who specifically are looking for kitchen remodeling, bathroom remodeling, basement remodeling, and room additions. So we could ask the AI to help us segment that. We could ask the AI to help us find what are some of the common patterns that tend to arise in people in each of those categories, so that as we're building the targeting in our marketing campaign, we can get much more precise. In fact, we can ask the AI to help us develop the targeting for that campaign as well, whether that's finding the demographics, whether that's finding the buying behaviors, whether that's finding the psychographic patterns of the most likely customer in that pool of prospects. We also want to look at the predictive analytics. Now, this is what's very interesting right now with Facebook. Facebook's platform for ads is starting to really use this predictive analytics behavior for its targeting. So they've recently come out with what's called a tailored leads ad. The tailored leads ad basically takes your input for who's my target audience, what are their behaviors, what are the things that are common to them, and then it uses that data to then begin a predictive analytic for identifying who is most likely to fill out that lead form and submit that information. So for example, we've got in our own marketing, we started using this tailored lead generation campaign, and we've been really amazed at how precise it is. Almost immediately when we turned it on, we saw lead flow coming in, good cost per lead. We're landing leads right now around $12 a lead. So it's a phenomenal tool. And again, remember, the AI is going to use this feedback loop. And so the more it examines the response of individuals, the tighter it's going to get in its performance. And so what we'll see, and what we have seen, is that cost per lead continues to come down, and the number of leads that we are getting is going up. And here's the more important part: the quality of those leads is top notch. They are in the market. They are doing what it is we would want them to do to be our customer. And so the predictive analytics are phenomenal. We'll talk a little more about that here in a few minutes when we go live. So using AI in your marketing, here's the next piece: content creation and optimization. This is one of the big efficiency pieces for you in your business, is letting the AI create your content and optimize that content. So for example, you can ask the AI to write a Facebook ad. You could ask the AI to write a Facebook post, an Instagram post. You could ask the AI to create a 2,000 word article on how to set a budget for your home remodeling project. You could ask the AI to create bullet points for a podcast interview, bullet points for a video. You could ask the AI to describe what the headline should be for your ads and what the ad copy should be. And I'll demonstrate this for you here in a minute. It will spit out that information very quickly. And so content creation is a huge component of AI. It's something we're using extensively. We especially like it for Facebook, for Instagram. We like it for YouTube video descriptions. We like it for Google business posts. We like it for backlinking articles. A lot of purposes that we can use that AI for. We also like using it for email communications. So the email invitations that you were receiving for this webinar were actually AI generated. So it's a great way to work efficiently. It's a great way to produce great quality content. But here's another piece I want you to think about beyond just marketing. You can also use the AI for standard operating procedures, policies and procedures, documents that you're going to use in-house. So we've used AI to create policies. We've used AI to create, we call them playbooks for how do you execute a certain task within the business. Those are all things you could do. If you were placing, an employment screening form, any of those types of things you can do with AI. And so it's just a way to work more efficiently, more quickly. It's going to help you move quicker, adapt quicker as you go. Then you've got SEO optimization using AI algorithms. So we could look at a set of keywords. We could have the AI tell us what would be the most appropriate steps to have better rankings for those keywords. We could put our existing content into the AI and ask the AI to optimize it for search engine purposes, for the keywords that we're targeting. Those are things that we're doing quite often as well. And the AI does a phenomenal job of that. Then you've got your chat bots and virtual assistants. And this is the thing that we're probably most accustomed to. It's something we've all been utilizing here for the last few years, to where we train the chat bot or the virtual assistant to respond to the end user based on the inputs of that user. In a marketing sense, one of the greatest ways you can use this is you can use this as a pre-screening method. So somebody comes into your Facebook business page, for example, they send a message, your virtual chat bot responds to that message. Based on the response of the individual to that response, the virtual chat bot can then give a different response. We'll often use this to pre-screen and pre-qualify a prospect. We might ask, are you a home remodeling company? Yes or no. If they say yes, how much are you spending on marketing currently per month? There's a threshold. If they don't meet that threshold, then the AI will tell them you're not a fit for our programs at this time. Here's some other resources. If they are a fit, then the AI will ask them to submit their information so that one of us can be in contact shortly. So that's a powerful way to be using the AI in your online marketing. And then, of course, we're in a world today where if I contact your website, I really would like an immediate response. Or if I contact you through Facebook or through Google Business Profile, I really would like a quick response. And so the chat bot, the virtual assistant, can help you communicate, connect with that customer or prospect very quickly. And then, of course, we want to automate customer support, lead generation. If there are common, frequent topics that seem to come up over and over again with your customer base, you can put an AI chat bot in place that will walk people through the solution. And then, of course, lead generation we just talked about. We can pre-screen. We can have a free-flowing lead funnel based on the way that the individual answers our screening questions. Several ways to put that to use as well. And then, of course, ad targeting and optimization. If you're doing any pay-per-click, if you're doing Facebook ads, the AI will help you with that. Give me the best targeting for kitchen remodeling projects in Wichita, Kansas, and the AI can begin to give you those metrics, help you build those things out. And then you've got real-time bidding and ad placement optimization. So Google in particular is moving heavily towards real-time bidding and ad optimization. So if you have a Google pay-per-click account, you'll see they're often making recommendations to you. You should put it on this and let the machine learning adjust your bids accordingly at different times of day or based on who the individual is that's doing the search. Facebook is doing the same thing in the Meta platform. Based on the responsiveness of the individual we're targeting, we may adjust your bids up or down in the auction. We may modify your creative so it looks different based on what device they're using. And so these are the optimization things that take place behind the scenes to make your ads more effective. Great thing with that, what we are seeing is we're seeing lower cost per click, lower cost per lead, higher conversion numbers, higher click-through rates. So the AI, when it's given the right data, really does increase the performance efficiency of many of these ad platforms. And so real quick, I'm going to shift out of actually, let's go through mistakes first, and then I'm going to shift to a live screen. We'll do some demonstrations. So let's deal with mistakes first. Common mistakes is just lack of understanding with the limitations of AI. There is an over-reliance on AI without human oversight, and this is key. You have to remember, you don't necessarily know where the output of the AI is coming from. You don't know where that data is being collected. And so what can happen is if you're not overseeing the AI and you're not going through that output, you may have output that is erroneous. You may have output that has information in it that's not totally factual. In the case of ChatGPT, when it first came out, was only current through 2021. So there was outdated information that was being put out by the AI. I've seen the AI create up names for individuals, for companies trying to fill in blanks, or create facts that we did not give to the AI because the AI is trying to fulfill our request. And so when we go into the AI live session, I'll try and make that happen in a couple of demonstrations. You don't have to be scared of the AI, but you do need to oversee what the AI is putting out. And that's probably the biggest point that I want to drive home to you is don't be lazy in your marketing. You still need to have some human oversight. You need to continue to refine your AI process, refine the inputs that you're giving, make sure the output is what you're looking for, modify the output as you need to. I'll give you another example here. I was creating a podcast episode the other day. I asked ChatGPT to write the description, and ChatGPT made up a fake name for the podcast because I hadn't given it enough data. And so you always want to be learning as you go and fine-tuning as you go. There is sometimes the misinterpretation of AI generated insights. So if you don't know your subject matter well enough, you may not understand the output that the AI is giving to you. So you could be reading that output thinking it's 100% factual, it's 100% on target. Because you don't understand the topic at hand, there could be errors in that somebody else would pick up. You also could be misinterpreting the look and the feel, if you will, of that AI generated content. You may be interpreting it to mean one thing when the AI was producing it to mean something else. Then you've got insufficient data quality and quantity. So this is why that clean, diverse, relevant data is important. The more data points you can give the AI to work with, the better the outcome, the output is going to be in that finished product. And then, of course, there are also things you have to consider, challenges in data collection and data privacy concerns. Back to, where's that information coming from? Was that copyrighted, trademarked, et cetera, et cetera? And in the process of how we're using AI to gather data, are we staying compliant with current data collection practices? And so again, if that AI data isn't clean, it's not sufficient enough, it's not up to date, we could be having challenges in those areas. And what's kind of interesting is you look at AI, the real talk, even from Google's CEO, is that there will have to be laws and guidelines to help govern AI, because AI can be used in some really dark, sinister ways. And we'll talk about that here in a few moments as well. In this section, ethical considerations, transparency, and accountability in AI algorithms. So, for example, the Microsoft AI can reproduce your voice with just a 3-second voice sample. There is also something that appeared in the last election, and it's also appeared in the Russia-Ukraine war, where the AI can take the digital points of an individual's face and recreate their face and facial expressions, and also attach that to a voice that is a recreation of that human's voice and spoof the individual. And so those are ethical things. That's where some of the laws and practices are going to have to come into play. And then, of course, you have bias and discrimination in AI-driven decision-making. So if all I'm giving my AI for input is Fox News, Newsmax, and other right-leaning sources, my AI output is going to be right-leaning in its output. By the same token, if I'm using CNN and MSNBC and what would be considered more left-leaning output or inputs, then my output is going to be more left-leaning. So we have to be aware we could actually train our AI to have a bias. We could train our AI if we're using one language or one culture or one type of individual to have a bias in its output. So those are some things we have to keep in mind as well. And so when we talk about best practices, here's the things that we want to keep in mind. Number one, we want to align our AI strategy with our marketing objectives. So we want to make sure that everything we're doing with AI really lines up with what we're trying to accomplish. If we're trying to generate more leads, if we're trying to lower our cost per lead, if we're trying to increase our conversion rate, then our strategy with our AI should match up to that. The things that we're inputting to our AI should be consistent with that. We want to build a strong data infrastructure. We want to make sure that we are giving our AI the best data we can, that we are giving it the best information to work with, and that when we get output based on the AI, that we have strong practices to filter that data to make sure it's being used appropriately, to make sure that we are using best practices in our data collection and retention. And then this is critical. Whoever's running your AI should be talking to whoever's running your marketing. Typically what you're going to find is the person that's running your marketing is probably running some AI as well. And so we just want to make sure that there's good collaboration between those individuals. And then, of course, we want to continuously monitor, test, and refine our AI strategy, how we're using it, see how it's performing, see where we can improve, and move forward in those types of elements as well. And so here's some future trends in AI marketing. There's going to be advances in AI technologies and their marketing implications. We're seeing AI just rapidly increase and expand. One of the tools that I've been using here lately, I can actually upload a video like what will be recorded of this webinar, turn it into the AI. It will actually segment out the video. It will transcribe the whole video. It will frame around segments of the video so I can use that for Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, TikTok videos, Facebook Reels, and it's all automated. I don't have to do anything other than record the live video and input it. That's one of the advances. As AI starts to learn you and your patterns and your behaviors, you're going to see more advancements come out. So my Apple phone knows that about the same time every night, I turn on the lights in my kitchen. It knows that about the same time every night, I go to bed and I turn on my television and I watch YouTube videos. It knows that in the morning, I tend to study. It knows that I tend to meet a friend for coffee on Friday. So the AI is learning my behavior and making suggestions based upon that. So we're seeing more and more of those types of things happening where the AI is becoming much more personalized to the end user. And then, of course, we have to understand that there are going to be potential challenges and opportunities in the evolving landscape. So, challenges would be things like privacy. Challenges would be things like AI being used in a military capacity. How do we best use that? How do we best safeguard that? I'm a child of the 80s, so two of the biggest movies of the 80s were War Games and Terminator, both based on what happens if AI decides it doesn't like people. So those are the types of things that obviously we have to think through in the AI universe going forward. And so before we get to Q&A, let me take you into a little bit of a live session here. And we're going to just go through the various AI engines that are readily available to everybody. And I'm going to demonstrate a couple of things for you. So we're going to start with something kind of unique. We're going to ask the AI to write a love letter. So we're going to ask ChatGPT, write a love letter from a husband to his wife. They have been married for 15 years. And we want to keep the love letter to 200 words or less. And so we're just going to let ChatGPT go to work and write this love letter. So as you can see here, it says, as I sit here reflecting on the beautiful journey of the last 15 years, I'm overwhelmed with gratitude for having you as my partner in this incredible life. Our love has grown deeper and more profound with each passing day. Now, here's where AI is going to start to make up some facts. From the moment I saw you at the altar, I knew I was the luckiest person on earth. Well, we didn't tell them that, we didn't tell the AI that they were married in a church setting or a religious setting where there would be an altar. So that's one of the places where the AI made up some information. Talks about the ups and downs and challenges they've been through. Love you all over again. So one of the things I like about ChatGPT is ChatGPT, from a marketing standpoint, uses a lot of emotional language. And so the emotional language is very powerful. It'll talk spiritual, it will talk emotional, talks about love and affection and kindness and the way I felt, uses words like warmth and love. And so those are the reasons that you'll find ChatGPT is probably my favorite because of the language that it uses. But let's just do a comparison here. We could ask the same thing over here at Bard. Bard is Google's version of AI, and Bard is getting better by the day. And so when we look at Bard, Bard's going to simplify it a little bit, quick and to the point. As we celebrate our 15th anniversary, can't help but reflect on the wonderful years. You're my best friend, the mother of our children. Now here the AI is making up facts. We never told the AI that there were children in the relationship. AI is putting that in. And no, so this is where the human oversight is critical. I wouldn't want to just print this out and send it without really proofing that and making sure it was appropriate, that it was correct to the situation or the individual receiving it. So now let's do the same thing over here on Bing. Bing has its own AI, and so we can use its AI to start getting answers to things we're interested about. So we're going to tell Bing the same thing. Now, Bing is going to work more on its own search engine, and it's going to try and give us search results. And so when I tell it to write this letter, it says, sure, I can help you with that. It starts looking for results and examples that it can find, and then it's going to collaborate and create a letter from there. So this is one of the improvements they've made. But if you want to know more, this is where it pulled it from, these websites. So it's going to use its website search capability to give you that information. Then it's going to give you some other suggested searches. So now with this one, again, this one's not adding quite as many made up facts. It's keeping it pretty generic. So one of the things you could do is you could compare. If you were writing a piece of content, you could use all of them. And then let me show you a couple of other things that's happening with AI here real quickly. Microsoft has an image creator using AI, and this one's great. So let's ask Microsoft to create a luxury kitchen using a high definition photograph appearance. And so it's going to take a minute to create that image. But based on the inputs I gave it, it is going to create an image that matches up to what I described. So it gave me two potential possibilities. Then I could always go back and I could have it do some other things on here if I wanted it to enhance the lighting. If I wanted to change something in the picture, I could ask the AI to do that. And actually created two more pictures for whatever reason they're not displaying. The next thing that we're starting to see happen, Google has rolled this out. So I'm in Wichita, Kansas. If I type in kitchen remodeling, Wichita, Kansas, it's going to ask me, would I like an AI generated overview of my search? And if I tell it to do that, it's going to give me my ads up here, but then it's going to give me the AI. And the AI is going to start to talk to me about, there's many remodeling companies. There are some that specialize in kitchen remodeling. It's going to give me the top rated based on Google Maps. By the way, on the Remodeling Marketing Team website, there's a case study with Wichita Homeworks. They're our longest standing client, so it's nice that the AI still has them at number one, where they should be, and they're number one on the maps as well. Now, I want you to notice, though, how the AI is giving this information. Kitchen remodeling company that some say they've used and recommended, which means these reviews are part of what the AI is using to give that information. So in your reviews, you're going to want to have your customers use the words about the services that they had done. So ABC Remodeling did a great job on my recent kitchen remodeling job. My friends rave about our new kitchen. I'm so thankful that they were the professionals that we chose for this project. Well, now we're giving the AI a lot to work with. If you look at this one, kitchen and bathroom remodeling company that some say they're glad they trusted to do their remodel. Kitchen and bath remodeling company that some say they had a positive experience with. Kitchen and bath remodeling company that some say did excellent work. And then some say completely remodeled their kitchen. So they're giving input. The AI is using the actual reviews of customers to create the output. And then it's also going to show other topics that may be of interest based on your search. So house listings, Yelp listings, general contractor listings, all of those things are involved in this AI process. But let's go back to ChatGPT. This is the one that I use most frequently. So let me give you a couple of examples. If we were to, let's start a brand new chat here. Create a Facebook ad targeting homeowners who are looking to do a full kitchen remodel. Wichita Homeworks is the home remodeling company that will be running the advertisements. Create 5. Oh, actually, let's just start there, and then we'll expound on it. So here's the Facebook ad. Here's the headline or the title, ready to transform your kitchen. It's putting emojis in for us. And so we'll take a look at this here real quick. Actually giving us a lot of detail. It's almost done writing, so here we go. So it's given us the title, the emojis, a question to gather the user's attention. Then it's going to talk about the services that are involved. It's going to give you the reason to choose Wichita Homeworks. It's going to tell you not to settle for an outdated kitchen, so it's going to shame you for not taking action. Put the emojis here. Now, here's something I want you to see. It made up a phone number. That's not actually the phone number for Wichita Homeworks because we didn't input the phone number. So we could copy this as it is and just go in and modify it, or we could go back and give it that information and tell it to rewrite. It does have the website in there, free consultation, even adds a discount. Not that you have to give it, but it's giving that as an incentive. And then it's telling you to put a learn more call to action button. And then some subtext. It's telling you what image you probably want to have, a beautiful kitchen before and after. Terms and conditions, Facebook logo, Instagram logo, and your hashtags. Now it's going to give you the target audience, Wichita, Kansas, ages 25 to 65, all genders, homeowners, interests, home improvement, interior design, kitchen renovation, DIY, behaviors, recently searched for home renovation services, engaged with home improvement pages. And then it will help you start your ad schedule, your date. It'll tell you where to place the ad, what the objective should be, and what metrics you want to be paying attention to. So it gives you a complete strategy for this ad. Now, here's what I could do beyond that. I could say, give me, or actually let's do create 3 additional variations of this ad. And so ChatGPT will now give us 3 different variations, different headlines, different copy, different elements to it. It's going to give you a different focus for each one of these. And so now what you've got is you've got multiple copies. The way Facebook works in a Facebook ad, Facebook will actually allow you to create 6 unique copies of your ad. And so what we like to do is we like to take the text here. One version has one headline, next version has another headline. We'll do that for all 6. We'll take our primary text. We'll create 6 different text descriptions there. And what the AI on Facebook will then do is it will start to spin combinations of those headlines and those descriptions. And then if we're using multiple images, it will, or video, it will spin that as well. And it will start to put together the best performing ad based on what the AI sees. Now let's go to a different platform. So we'll clear that out. And this time we're going to ask for pay-per-click campaign. Create a PPC campaign. So this would be Google search, Bing search for kitchen remodeling. Target Wichita, Kansas, plus 25 miles. The advertiser is Wichita Homeworks. Just the appropriate keywords, ad copy, negative keywords, and budget for this campaign. So same thing it's going to do. It's going to give you some budgeting information. It's going to tell you your different ad groups that you're going to want to run ads for, design, cabinets, etc. Negative keywords, free, DIY, low cost. The ad extensions that you probably are going to want to use would be the contact us link. You may want to click to call. It's going to tell you how to set up your landing page. It's going to tell you how to monitor and optimize your performance. And so now you've created an entire pay-per-click campaign here in a matter of minutes just by using that. Next thing that's key is your content. So we could tell ChatGPT, create a website page for kitchen remodeling. The page will be displayed on the Wichita Homeworks website. And this is a very minimal instruction. You again, the more input you give it, the better it becomes. So now it's going to write a web page for us. And so if you're in the process of revamping your website or enhancing your website, targeting additional keywords, things of that nature, then you could do that. Now we're going to take it a step further. We're going to tell the AI to SEO optimize the page. And so now it's going to give us the SEO optimization. And then we're going to take that a step further and we're going to ask it to optimize the page that was created for kitchen remodeling. So it's going to give us a little more of what we can do to make that even better. So all of these are the types of things that you're going to want to do day by day. Now let's do this. Create an additional variation of the kitchen remodeling website page using the suggestions above. And so now it's rewriting it using all of those previous suggestions. All right, so that is the overview, kind of a live demonstration of all of this. Did you have any questions? And if you do, go ahead and put those in the chat. I'll be happy to answer those for you. I'm going to go back to our presentation while I give you a minute to do that. And while we wait, see if there's any last minute questions here. Biggest thing again with AI is it is a way for you to work more efficiently, more quickly. The AI is getting so good that much of the material that it will put out is actually equal to, in some cases, better than what a human writer is going to do, just because the deep machine learning. Biggest cautions with your AI, especially in content creation, make sure your content's unique. What we'll do when we create blog posts and articles, we will ask the AI to give us an outline, to expand on that outline, and then we send that information over to a human writer, and we have the writer write the content from there so that it remains unique. It does remain unique to us. And so that's one of the things you may want to keep in mind. Doesn't look like we have any additional questions. So let me just point this out. This entire presentation was outlined and written by ChatGPT. So as you're thinking about AI, this entire presentation I created using inputs through ChatGPT. It created the outline, it expanded the outline, it gave examples, and put it together. And so that is the power of how to use this. What would have taken me several days to create, I was able to do this in about 3 to 4 hours with the assistance of ChatGPT. I've got friends in the industry who have written ebooks, who have written books using prompts with ChatGPT as well. So I hope you found this helpful. If you've never done a strategy session with us, we do have those available. You can go to remodelingmarketingteam.com and you'll see a request area for strategy sessions. We'd be happy to talk with you individually about your business. And again, I want to thank you for taking some time out just to learn more. Hope you found this helpful. Be sure and check our YouTube channel and all of our other content for more valuable tips and information. Talk to you again soon.